Hi, this is Karen and welcome to another dolallycrafts. No card! Oh no! That's because I don't have a card to show you, because by the end of this card making tutorial we'll have two. Okay, the stamp set we need today is the well said one, but we're only using happy out of it. The die set we're using is the Playful alphabet die set, and you don't know how much trouble this thing's just caused me. I'm restarting this video for the third time because the first time I got things round the wrong way. The second time I was showing you my scrap bin to show you where I got these colours from. When I popped the scrap bin down on the work surface, these two letters stuck to the bottom of it. Now the B was still attached when I realised what I'd done. The H, however, went missing, and I have just searched my craft room for half an hour looking for it. As you can see, I found it again, but oh my lord, I was panicking big time because they're not cheap, these die sets, and to have to replace it because you've lost one letter that you only have one of in the die set, panic stations set in. Okay, the reason I had to start this for the second and third time, I'm not even going to bring my scrap bin in this time because I'm not taking any more chances, was because I put the letters on the wrong cardstock and I forgot to attach the cardstock to the foam sheets. So move the letters aside for a moment, and what I'm going to do is lift the paper off, the backing paper off, and I'm going to very carefully, so I'm trying not to waste any of this sticky paper, or as little as I can. I'm just going to pop these little pieces of cardstock on here. Now don't worry about the measurements, they can all be found on my blog. But I'm just going to adhere all of these pieces, there's 8 of them in total, to our foam. I'm going to pop that back on because you don't waste a skerrick of this foam, because you can use all of it. I've probably put that, yeah, I've put that on the wrong way, but never mind, we'll do it again. Okay, so in with the scissors, and I'm just going to trim as close to the cardstock without actually cutting the cardstock as possible. See, plenty of that left over that can be used for something else. Now that I've got that done, they're all stuck down, I'm going to come in with the letters and stick those as close to the middle of each of these squares as possible. Now the letters themselves are 3/4 of an inch tall and up to 3/4 of an inch wide. So we want approximately 1/4 of an inch top and bottom. If it's a bit out, that's fine. We don't have to be perfect. Actually, if you wanted to be to give it more of a whimsical look, you could put each of these letters on a slant, and that way it wouldn't make any difference whatsoever of whether you got them positioned correctly, because putting them on a slant, I might actually move that one up a little bit, would remove any worries about getting them straight or not, because you're purposely putting them on an angle. Okay, that's them all set out. I'm going to bring my big shot in now. And we're going to cut these out. Don't worry about that noise. It will make that each time. Now that looks like it's gone the whole way through on each of those, but I'm going to run it through one more time just to be on the safe side. Now we are going to come in with, now I've got to be very careful taking these letters out because I don't want the backing to come off just yet. But they have cut all the way through, so they're really good dies, and they are really, really clear dies. Like, they cut really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to come in with my paper snips. Actually, I might use my old cutter bees, because I don't want to get glue all over my good scissors. So I'm just going to trim around the edges of these. I will fast forward it. Now, with each of these, as I was cutting them, I've actually cut the foam on an angle so that you won't see any of it sticking out at the sides when it's finished. And yes, my cutter bees have now got glue all over them. So we're going to bring in the backing colours. So we need to spell the word out so that we get everything in order. Now with the H, you could either have it up or have it down. I'm choosing to have it down, the crossbar that is, and then we just put the colours next to them. And as I said, I just went through my scrap bin and got the colours out that were closest. I should have chosen more of an orange, but I figure between those two we're getting close to it. That's not the green that I'd normally use, but I think it's fine. Now I'm just going to peel off the back and stick the cardstock over the hole that's on the back to cover it. So I'll do that with all of them and I'll be back in a moment. Now we will bring in our card, and where's my snail gone? There it is. Okay, so in with the bee, and we'll put some snail just on the back of that to give it some extra adhesion. Now I know it's going to be about 1/8 of an inch. So I'll put the R down as well. More snail on the back of the R. And pop that in place. I might need to move that B over a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not really pressing them down at the moment. I'm just popping them in place. Okay. Now in with the eye. Okay, it appears my maths is out a little bit. So I'm just going to fiddle around with this until I get a 1/16 of an inch border around the B. And the same around the R on the other side. Sorry if my head gets in the way during any of this. I'm just going to tilt this slightly so I can see what I'm doing. And now the eye should fit in the middle. With a 1/16 of an inch between. Yes, it does. Okay, I did get my math a bit skew-whiffed there. Okay, now the Y needs to go in the bottom corner. And just a smidge of a border there. And then the D so there we go. Give them a good press down. And then bring in, I'm just going to snip so that the medium daisy stays around the same height as the letters. I'm going to pop another little piece that I've broken off there and bring in, I've got fluffy bits of yellow everywhere. I know where it's off. There we go, off my scissors. Okay, I'm just going to give each of these a little bit of a curl, like so. And then a little glue dot, whoops, in the center. Like so. And then this one is just going to be offset in the middle of the bottom one, like that. That can sit in the middle there. And then I'm going to bring in some basic gems. And I'm going to pop a large pearl just in the centre. Now that says birthday, but where's the happy? Okay, so we're going to bring in the Memento Black. I have an offcut of cardstock here, which is just a scrap that I keep in another scrap bin just over that way. Okay, it's not too straight, but we can fix that. Okay, so snip up that side and then up that side so they're even. Going to snip down the bottom there and then like so. Get rid of that. So we have our happy, and then I need my little blue dots, which are here, and just pop a small glue dot on the end there, and I'm just going to pop that so that it sticks out from underneath the daisy. So there's the first card, and remember I said at the beginning we are going to end up with 2 cards out of this, so I'll move that to the side. I'm going to bring in our other offcuts and we will pop the die cut letters onto our little squares. I'm trying to get them straight, and this one's got a bit of fluff on it. So, whoops. Into the centre like so. Okay, I'll fast forward while I do the rest of them. Okay, last one, and you've seen me fiddling around trying to get them all straight and trying to get the bits back in. I'm going to leave that bit of video in so that you can have a giggle at me futzing around with it. Okay, so there we go. We've got our second part done. So all I've got to do now is bring in our cardstock again. Okay, and then in with the tape runner. Now you could alternate putting these up and down, but I figure trying to get the 1/16 of an inch border around the outside of the card is going to be effort enough with this. So you'll excuse me if I don't pop some up and down. Okay, I'm not sure where this bit finished. These are the end results of the card. I'm going to have to go and edit it and see if I've missed anything out. If I have, I'll have to refilm whatever parts I missed. My camera had stopped and I didn't realise. I went back and had a look to see what I'd missed, and it cut off filming, as you'll have seen, where I was putting the dimension behind these 4 letters. So all I did was put the adhesive on the back of these and pop those up. I covered the letters on this card and just the tips of the daisy with a wink of Stella. I popped the daisy up on another piece of the foam and just pop the happy there as well. So really there wasn't that much missed. So there we go. I hope you really enjoy these cards and you'll give them a go yourself. I'm just going to remember to press these little pieces back in from when I pop those in. I think they look much better once they're popped in so you can actually see the letters clearly. And I really like the way both of those cards turned out. Because of the daisy, yes, you would send them to a female, but I still think they're really cute. They're only small cards. If you wanted to, you could actually pop these onto a bit bigger piece of paper or cardstock in another different colour, even in black, so that it's got an edge on, make it a little bit bigger, and then you could pop that on say a 5x7 card or even a 5x5 card in the middle of the 5x5 card. I think either of those would look really nice on a larger card. I think I made these ones just a little bit too small. But yeah, I'm pleased with the way that they turned out. You could actually make the squares that they're sitting on just that little bit smaller so that it does fit on onto a 4x4 or a 5x4 card, you know, 4 1/8 and 5. Well, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just waffling now. So okay, that's enough from me. I hope you have a great week and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.